I am so disgusted with this school right here. And my kids go to the same school district as Krista McAuliffe, K-8 Elementary, USD 259, Wichita. I saw this article as I was dropping my son off to go to pre-K at a K-8. I hadn't even got out of the parking lot yet, and the school called me and said, hey, you need to come to the office and pick your son up. He doesn't actually have school today. Dad failed. That's on me. No harm, no foul. I was already in the parking lot. But I go in there to get him. And there's about 7 people in the office standing around this faculty. And I said, I've got a question that I need to ask, and it's of a sensitive nature. But I said, I just read where the Krista McAuliffe K-8 had a protest where they walked out of class and protested ICE. I said, I need to know if this school is going to do something like that. They all looked at each other and said, no, that's not something that's been talked about or anything. And I said, good. I said, as a parent of a student that goes here, I do not want my child wrapped up in any way with that. And they agreed. And that's all I can expect. I can't speak for anybody else's children. I just can speak for mine. I got my son, we got to the car, I got on the phone, and I called my 7-year-old's school. He's in 2nd grade. He's in another K-8. Couldn't get them both in the same school. And I asked them the same thing on the phone. Just learned Krista McAuliffe had a walkout protesting ICE. Is this school planning on doing the same thing? And they said no. And again, I said, as a parent of a 2nd grader that goes there, if you are, I need to be contacted so I can pull my kid out of the school. You see, we don't talk about politics at home. We don't talk about religion at home. We don't talk about social issues at home. And I'm a political content creator. The reason why we don't is we understand how frustrating it is as adults having to deal with all of this stuff. When you're talking about a 5-year-old's brain, they cannot fathom that. That's why we don't talk about politics, religion, and social issues. We want them as parents to be as innocent as possible for as long as possible, because once they are introduced to this shit, they cannot get away from it. I'm older than a lot of people on this app. Some of the people on this app that are younger than me don't remember a time where they didn't have social media. Older people, Gen X, we do. We understand how better life was without all this bullshit. But I am just furious because you cannot look me in the eye and convince me that a kindergartner through 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th grade coordinated this. This was faculty led. And the only question I have is, did these parents know? Because if these were one of my children and they didn't tell me, I would be lawyering up against USD 259. Because my kids go to these schools to learn to read, to write, to add, subtract. They're not going to pre-K and 2nd grade to learn about this shit. I am just so frustrated that we are putting our children through this. Let them enjoy being young and not knowing about it, because we're not able to get rid of it once we're exposed to it.